Hello everyone, welcome back. Once again, another boss and roll video. I'm playing Legacy, as usual, and today I have updated my blue-white Monarch shell. So last week I released a video. It was trying to test the concept of Court of Cunning and Court of Grace as the win conditions in a blue-white control shell. So things that came up last week are Moat was good when it was in play, but it was pretty awkward. It also doesn't address the Ice Fang Koala problem. The deck had a lot of Oko problems, so to mitigate the Oko problems, I've added Pyroblast and Red Mana to the deck. Back to Basics wasn't very good in the main deck, so I have 2 in the sideboard now, and I get better mana in the main deck as a result. I get 3 dual lands instead of 1. And to upgrade my moats, and address the softness to graveyard decks, I have turned Moat into the Rest in Peace Energy Field combo. So, Rest in Peace, exile all graveyards. If a card would go into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Energy Field. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you by sources you don't control. When a card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, sacrifice Energy Field. Cards can't go in your graveyard, so you get Energy Field forever. And that's a combo. This is an old combo in Legacy, and there used to be decks built around it, not so much anymore, but I think that if we're playing a blue-white control deck in a format where Rest in Peace is very good, and we're playing a mechanic that relies on you never taking damage to work, this seems like it could make sense. I also get to sneak in a little Enlightened Tutor action to find either half of the combo or a win con. And since we have a bunch of Rest in Peace in the main deck anyway, I have Helm of Obedience. If you're not familiar with this combo, you pay X and tap this, target opponent mills a card, then repeats this process until a creature or X cards have been put into their graveyard this way, whichever comes first. If one or more creature cards were put into the graveyard this way, sacrifice Helm of Obedience and put them onto the battlefield under your control. X can't be 0. So normally this is like mill your opponent for X. If you mill a creature, you get it. But with Rest in Peace, X cards never hit the graveyard, and you just exile your opponent's deck. So there's 2 combos with Rest in Peace here. There's the blue-white control shell. There's an Enlightened Tutor to tie it all together. And that's what I've got here. Sideboard's pretty straightforward. This is just a lot of ways to not lose to combo. Don't lose to Cloud Post. And let's see how Energy Field Rest in Peace holds up in present-day Legacy. Let's go play some games. Alright, I'm on the play here with a pretty strong hand. Island Ponder. I keep that all the time. Even have the turn 2 Rest in Peace, Flusterstorm, Force of Will. This is a keep. I think that I'm just going to pass and hold up Flusterstorm plus Force of Will instead of casting Ponder here. Because I already have my second land drop. There's no rush there. And the first rule of control decks is don't lose the game. Like, as long as we don't lose the game, eventually we'll win the game with a deck like this. That's not true of every deck, but we do have inevitability. So I'm just going to pass with my Flusterstorm, Force of Will combo set up. And depending on what they're doing, turn 2 Rest in Peace isn't necessary, so I can just like fetch, or I can ponder, play my land, and hold up Flusterstorm, Force of Will again in the future. So I'm pretty well set up to play my game here. Flooded Strand could be almost anything. Let's see what land they fetch with it. Every combo deck, every control deck involve Flooded Strand. Wow, they're taking their time to decide what they're fetching, though. Snow-covered island. Alright, that's not what Flusterstorm is for. There are positions where you will counter a cantrip, but this is not one of them. So I'm going to ponder before I play my land, because if I can trick them into like dazing or forcing, that's actually great for me. All right, so I can put Brainstorm in my hand, so I still have Brainstorm, even if I fetch, or I can just put the island in my hand and pass. So that's what I'm going to do. That's a cleaner version of the same. I wanted to pass this turn holding up a mana for Force and Fluster Storm, and that's what I've done. And I get to keep the Brainstorm on top. I'm going to shuffle away that Supreme Verdict. That's not a card that I'm going to want in this matchup. So I can go for Rest in Peace here. If they are some sort of Uro deck, it's going to be pretty good against them. Yeah, I think that's fine, and I can save all my cantrips for a future turn. I'm going to fetch the Tundra because I'm pretty sure decks that start like this don't have Wasteland in them. All right, we've rested in peace. Uro's off the table. If they jam Oko this turn, I have Force pitching, Supreme Verdict. Oh, main phase Coatl. I think they needed to do that to hit their land drop. All right, drawing fetch land was perfect because now I can Brainstorm the Supreme Verdict away. It's also going to be pretty hard for them to actually win the game with Rest in Peace in play. It's basically Oko or bust. I don't want this Swords to Plowshares. I'm actually going to keep the Supreme Verdict now because it's a good blue card to pitch to force a will. All right, well, there's Energy Field. So I can actually set up a whole line here where I Energy Field and then I can Enlighten Tutor for the Helm. I'm going to save the Energy Field for now. I don't want to I don't want to cast it on a turn I can't protect it with Flusterstorm, basically. Court of Cunning. Yeah, I can't really beat that card if it resolves on this board. Let's hope they don't have 2 counter spells to protect it. I can get through 1. So, okay, it didn't resolve. That's lucky. So even if it did, having the combo kill gives me a direct path to victory. So I'm sure they can't counter this unless they have Force of Negation. Yeah, okay. Force pitching Shark Typhoon. All right, that's fine. So I have to be careful about how I Enlighten Tutor here. All right, there's the Oko. Yeah, I was just going to say, can I win next turn? So if I Brainstorm and turn the Brainstorm into a land. Yeah, so if there's a land in my top 3 cards, I can win right now. All right, I'll go for that. Alright, looks like we're getting there. Let's see if this works. Alright, yep, there's the helm. So they need a counterspell right now. Alright, they're dead. Combo kill! Alright, good start. So I want my Pyroblast in this matchup. This is basically what they're for, Oko matchups. Swords to Plowshares, significantly less important. Supreme Verdict, less important. I'm not bringing in the Back to Basics, and I don't think they're going to have one of their own. So I don't need to bring in the basic mountain. The one volcanic island should do the job. Unless I need to double spell, but who needs to double spell ever? So what did we see? We saw Oko, Shark Typhoon. We saw Court. So countering Courts, making sure that they are not the Monarch, is pretty important also. Alright, I'm going to get rid of another Supreme Verdict. I want some number of Swords to Plowshares because we did see Ice Fang Coatl and Shark Typhoon, and we're trying to be the Monarch. So these are all coming in. Teferi's good. Cantrip's obviously all good. I like Flusterstorm as kind of a sneaky way to protect my combo, like proactively. So protecting my own spells with Flusterstorm is nice, but all of their spells are enchantments and planeswalkers and creatures that I really care about. So I'm not going to get a whole lot of value defensively with a Flusterstorm. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, Containment Priest, Stony Silence. I could... No, so Stony Silence shuts off their Astrolabes, which could be game-breaking, but it also turns off my Helm of Obedience, which is my fastest way to win a game here. Alright, I'm gonna do this. This has lands and cantrips in it. It's a keep. So turn 3 is where things start to happen in this sort of matchup, generally speaking. Like the Court and the Oko are both going to happen turn 3 if they happen. There's my Court. So I'm just going to pass with this Brainstorm mana up. Alright, they have a Brainstorm of their own. I'm not gonna Flusterstorm that. So the cool thing is, even if they resolve a Court this turn, like if we end up having a fight and they stick their Court of Cunning, I just jam my own and I become the Monarch. But since they had Astrolabe, that's not gonna happen. I'd like to find some Red Blasts. It'd start to feel more comfortable. Alright, we found one. So I'm gonna put back... Court of Grace is a long way off from being helpful here. And I could just put Volcanic Island on top and draw it. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to shuffle with Brainstorm if your hand's already perfect. Those are the rules. Alright, so I have 2 counter spells lined up, but they're both soft. This is only for spells, this is only for blue things. If they have their own Court of Grace, I could be in trouble. Carpet of Flowers, huh? I can't really fight over this, so I'm not going to. Mana advantage matters in these matchups, but this card is beatable. I want to run their hand out of cards before I care about anything else they're doing. This does make me want to fetch basic planes here, though. That's just one less island. Though I can fetch the Tundra now, untap, and use Prismatic Vista for basic planes. That makes more sense. Alright, I'm just gonna... I can go for Teferi. Or I could go for Court. Or I could just hold up Shark. Teferi would take a lot of stress out of my life. It also gets red blasted very easily. I'll just pass. Oh, they have a creature of their own. Yeah, I was never jamming Court here. They have so many flash creatures, and they have red blast and everything. Like, this was never going to be a Court turn. It is scary. They have a zillion mana. They chose not to make any of it. Guess they're figuring out what this turn's going to look like. Chase the Mind Sculptor. I'm interested in fighting over that. Storm is high enough that Flusterstorm would even get through the carpet, which is exciting. That doesn't usually happen. I'm cycling here. I need to hit my land drops. I need to see more cards. Yikes. Alright, well, we have Energy Field combo. Teferi. I'm going to go for the Rest in Peace this turn. I'll put back Court of Cunning and Shark Typhoon. I have so many Courts of Cunning. So I'm leaving up a pretty obvious bluff here. I actually have a white instant I could cast, but I left up red instead for the red Elemental Blast. Rest in Peace at least turns off Uro is something I need to worry about. Oh, green mana. Is it Oko time? Oh, Wilt. Sure. That's totally fine. I'm not going to block here, because if they play... I want to make sure they don't jam a second main Monarch card. So I can just make my own Shark right now. I could go for Teferi. I think I need to just hold up Shark Typhoon. Because I need to get through these cards on top of my deck, and that's the one that draws cards. Archmage Charm, very good here. Oh, and they're going to do it again. Powerful stuff. Good thing they destroyed my Rest in Peace. So Archmage Charm can steal a Shark from me. Sylvan Library, that's good. Alright, we're starting to get buried here. Getting locked under that Brainstorm was just the worst. I'm going to make a 2/2 Shark, because I'm totally fine if they steal a Shark with that Archmage Charm instead of doing basically anything else. I'm ready to beat down now. My life total is suddenly under pressure. I'll push another Rest in Peace. Like, they clearly care about it. And Yeah, if I can get counter spells out of their hand, that's fine. If they find Uro this turn, they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If there's a land, they can in their 7-card hand, they can Uro immediately. Oh, they had Carpet, they could Uro immediately anyway. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you miss land drops in a control mirror. But somehow we're still like reasonably threatening a number of things. All right, so they have to answer my Shark and answer my Court. All right, my Shark is dead. I would really like to draw a Force of Will right now. Oh, there's Sworn Canonist. Okay, so I can remove that for free. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that right now. Because that means that their counter magic for my Court is guaranteed to work. That's the wrong Court. It is not blue, though, so let's do it. If they have Force, they were going to get me regardless, but I can at least play around Red Blast here. I hope this pause means they have nothing, because if they have anything, I think I lose. Oh, they had something. I guess I'm not dead. They're going to be up several cards. Let's see if they mill both of us or just me. Looks like they're milling us both. Oh, nope, just me. My mistake. I believe that's all of my red blasts gone. Yep, they milled both of my remaining red blasts. All right, how about a Force of Will deck? It's not quite what I wanted. All right, I'm dead. I could technically still keep playing, but we don't have to. They got the Court advantage before I did. So I can bring in Seal of Cleansing, which at least stops me from getting milled out, but it doesn't stop them from being the Monarch, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about. But I'm pretty sure I don't want to do that. I might not want Enlightened Tutor in the control mirror either. Just being down a card is pretty rough. Yeah, I think I need to just play a little more conservatively than that. I could bring in the Mountain, just go up to 21 lands, make sure I hit my land drops. Containment Priest is just a flash threat. It could snipe the Monarch. Does any of that change anything? I don't think I want Containment Priest. Alright, this is my deck. Island Ponder, baby. We got the Court Curve. Gonna use Scalding Tarn to fetch Tundra, save my Flooded Strand that can get either basic if I want it. Alright, found Force of Will, that's good. That was the big missing thing last game. My opponent got to resolve their spells and I didn't. Which turns out is not how you win games of Magic. Another plow and more lands. All right, lands are good. I'm going to shuffle that plow away, almost certainly. Or I could save it for the Ice Fang Coatl. I think I want to shuffle it away. And just play this big Court of Grace plan. I can make a 1/1 shark that can tangle with a Coatl. I don't have a good plan here for Oko. Like, I just have to force it. So this looks like they're lining up a Sylvan Library with Reb backup. Maybe not. Maybe, I think they just drew Astrolabe this turn, because fetching Volcanic Island's usually not an exciting thing to do. Alright, let's find another blue card right now. Alright, baby. We're playing around Red Blast, we have a blocker for a Coatl, and we have double Force of Will. This can't get Abrupt Decayed. Alright, we're in business. No attack, no chance. Alright, so I could force the Coatl right now while they're tapped out, and that almost guarantees another turn as the Monarch. I just have to beat Oko in that situation. Or I could use my blocker, but if they have Abrupt Decay, then that sucks. I also untap into them having Red Blast. Yeah, I'm just going to force this now. And I left Veto in hand, because if I untap, then Veto is going to be the game breaker, not Court of Cunning. Alright, so this is pretty awesome, because now I don't get creatures every turn, but I'm still the Monarch. Which is just showing like how messed up being the Monarch is. So I think I need to force this. I'm going to pitch my Shark. And I'm just going to hold up Veto. I'm not going to jam the second Court of Grace. Because if they play their, I guess, yeah, like if I jammed Court of Grace, then they jam Court of Cunning, and I tapped out of Dovin's Veto, then I could still lose this game. All right, if they have Veil of Summer, I could be in trouble. All right, they didn't have that. Court of Cunning now. I think now that I have another way to get the Monarch, I think I want to play this other Court of Grace now. Still not attacking. All right, they didn't have a flash creature, so they need Oko plus removal to take the Monarch, or they just need a court of their own. Okay, so they got their own court. They're the Monarch. I have a court also. I also have an attacker that they don't have. I still get a 1/1. So they have to deal with my attacker and my Court of Cunning. Looking for a red blast here. That would be great. Alright, so they spewed their red blast on my shark. I'm not shuffling away a brainstorm here. Please don't have force. Alright, so I can brainstorm into red blast right now. Ah, that's so close to what I wanted. Shit. That was the wrong force. So they get to mill me for 10 and they get to draw a card again. That clears my brainstorm, which is fine. Didn't need that Helm of Obedience anyway. They still have to deal with this attacker. Gain control. Let's try to stop that from happening. Alright, deck. Show me the red blast. These are not helpful. At all. This is actually awful. Okay, so they get to be the Monarch again. They get to take that. You know, I can plow that. Ugh. Them drawing 2 Pyroblasts and me drawing 0 in this game is like literally everything. Maybe I need to be playing 4 of them. Alright, I found a Pyroblast. Is it too late? Alright, so now I could be in some trouble just getting milled out. Because this still mills me for 2. I only have 11 cards in my deck. I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. I might have to Pyroblast their court just so I don't get milled out, which is just such a bitch move. So they're putting Archmage Charm on top, so that can steal an Angel. So I'm going to have to do some math here. Ooh, Court of Cunning. I'm not sure if that helps me. I guess it gives me another win condition. Also, if they have a counterspell, this will bait it out. Alright, so now let's do some math. I attack for 2, then they mill me for 2. I Red Blast their Archmage Charm. Though, alright, so they mill me for 2. Yeah, this court doesn't matter. I think their court is the only card left that matters. So they take my Angel. Alright, so they go to 13 this turn. I Red Blast Archmage's Charm. They go to 7 on the next turn. And then they're dead the turn after that. But yeah, so they go to 13. I'm at 7 cards in my deck. They go to their upkeep. I go to 5. They go. Yeah, I actually just can't beat this court in play. That's annoying. Just like one too many triggers on that thing. Oh my god, they had Force of Will too. What a world. And my Helm of Obedience is in the graveyard already. Ooh, Teferi might be a big game. Five cards left in my deck. Teferi would at least buy me a turn. Teferi can remove an angel token. Yeah, that sucks. This court just got one too many mill 10s. Like, with 10 more cards in my deck, I'm easily winning this game. Target player draws 2 cards. Alright, so they're going for the aggro mill plan on me here, which makes sense. At least in theory, until I bounce your Court of Cunning. And then, oh, but Teferi kills me there too. Teferi, if Teferi didn't cantrip, I would win this game. What a tilt. Yep, every card in my deck accounted for. They were not fooled by Teferi bouncing. I don't play Hall of Heliod here. They can take the Monarch and it just doesn't matter. I needed that all to happen one turn earlier. That Archmage targeting me was really tight. Ugh. Court of Cunning's fucked up. Who plays with that card? It's not reasonable. Alright, shake it off. Round 2. I'm going to keep this. I wish it had Basic Island, but it does have cantrips and lands. My opponent's on 5, which means they are some sort of combo deck, or they're just unlucky. We'll find out soon. Ooh, a Cavern of Souls. Oh no, they're that. Alright, well, this means I can lead on basic planes, and I don't have to worry about Wasteland at least. I don't think letting them untap matters. Oh, they had the Wasteland though. Glad I drew basic Island. Alright, so Goblins is a deck that, at least in the main deck, can't beat Energy Field Rest in Peace. Alright, they're slowing down. Got that Aether Vial. This can be a Rest in Peace. So I have a path to my combo here. Oh, maybe the what's it called? Uh, I'm brain farting. What is that card called? Sling Gang Commander. I'm actually going to shuffle this because those are not the lands I was looking for. Like Sling Gang Commander. I should look up what that card actually does. I'm pretty sure it does cause life loss though. Sling Gang Lieutenant. Target player loses a life, you gain 1 life. Okay, so yes, I can still lose to exactly Sling Gang Lieutenant. Crater Maker. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm not ready to E-tutor here. I might need to use it as a shuffle for my brainstorm. Alright, this means I don't have to do that. Right, they have one card in their hand. So I think I'm gonna bounce Crater Maker. No, I don't care about Crater Maker. I'm gonna bounce Aether Vial and hope they don't have Lackey right now. Alright, found the whole combo, just au naturel. Okay, so I can get the hooks in, and then they are forced to Sling Gang Lieutenant or bust with their one card hand. And then, I mean, even with that, they need to get 16 goblins into play. Probably 18. They're going to attack Teferi here. Yeah, alright. Easy money. Alright, get those out of here, and no more damage. Alright, I think they're currently figuring out what their outs are, and I've already determined it's Lieutenant. So now I need to kill them before they can deal damage to me. They have a lot of ways to find their Lieutenant. They also need to put it into play and kill me all in the same turn, because I have Supreme Verdict. I guess I can also Verdict like any medium-sized board just to clear goblins out of the way for the future Lieutenant. Oh, I fucked up. No, I guess I didn't fuck up. I can just yeah, I can just set up the Helm combo for next turn. That's why I put it in the deck. Just this easy win once you're all set up. I'm over here planning for this crazy long game, and I'm just going to make my opponent dead. As long as they don't put like Trash Master into play this turn. But I guess that doesn't even matter. Oh, Rashad Port does matter. So now I need to find a land, or else I get ported out. Oh no. Force of Will doesn't matter anymore. Or I think Plow's probably better than Verdict. They're both worse than... Force is worse than both. Alright, so... this is tough, because they know they can waste me now. Yeah, I'm just gonna fetch this. Yeah, I would have won if I found a land there. So I could tutor in response, but I want to surprise them with that. Don't let them know it's coming. Okay, so... And they have this Crater Maker in play, so I can't just hang my thing out there. Alright, hopefully they use Wasteland to port me again, because then I can guarantee the mana. It's time to hardcast Muxus. I think I beat that pretty easily too. Alright, there he is. Even if it hits Sling Gang, yeah, didn't matter. Alright, yeah, they're dead. Please attack with everything. I just want to see it. I want to see it bounce off. Boo. Coward. Let's find that helm. Oh, they just conceded. Alright, so I don't need basic mountain for anything, but I might want to trade out my volcanic island just for it. Um, Seal of Cleansing and Containment Priest. Or I want back to basics for sure. So I think I do want to cut Volcanic Island for Mountain, even though it doesn't actually cast any spells. Like it pays for colorless mana still, which there is in the deck. Uh, Playing around my own back to basics is important. I don't think that I want Force of Negation. Force of Will isn't great either, but I am incredibly interested in surviving the early turns. Also, like bringing in Red Blast is probably a way that they deal with this Rest in Peace Energy Field combo. So being able to force a Red Blast when it matters seems important. Shark Typhoon is probably a little slow. And the courts are all pretty risky. Like I'm basically all in on my combo here. There's no moat in the deck anymore. I replaced it with this combo, so I can't count on moat. Want everything with that is a removal spell. Oh, Flusterstorm is gonna go. Easy. Alright. So Containment Priest can ambush a lackey in combat. It also turns off Aether Vial. And back to basics. Their deck is full of non-basic lands, even though they are a mono-red deck. So this is my plan. I'm looking for a basic plains and swords to plowshares in the opener. That's the goal. If I have to do Tundra basic plane or Tundra swords to plowshares, I'll take that too. But I just don't want to get lackied out of the game. Oh, that's none of those things. They kept 7. I'll keep. I have Force of Will, so they have to go Cavern Lackey for this hand to be a nightmare. Shit. Alright, they did it. Let's draw Swords to Plowshares off the top. Right off the tippity top. That is not a Swords to Plowshares. Alright, well, they're going to get to connect with Lackey, and there's nothing I can do about that, so I might as well ponder. Do I want any of this? Rest in Peace starts to set up the combo. No, I think I need to just look for removal. Like, if this Lackey hits anything reasonable at all, then I'm not going to have time to get to 4 mana, especially now that Rashad Port's in the mix. Oh, there's the Sling Gang Lieutenant. Hung it out there for my enjoyment. I will brainstorm here. It's suboptimal, but I gotta get something going. Court of Grace is not helping me here. Alright, there's the Plow. In Lieutenant's kind of a relief, because it's not that great as a turn 1 Lackey hit. It's still scary, but it's not like GG that it could have been. Alright, how bad is the second Lackey? If this even puts in like Matron though, that is bad because now they have a second Lackey. Oh, the second Sling Gang. Yeah, I'm just dead to this. Okay, yep. Turn 1 Lackey with Cavern is what it is. I don't think I mulligan there. Like, they have to have exactly 2 different 4-ofs in their opening 7. I mean, they kept the hand, so it must have been functional, but I'm not going to feel bad about losing there. So, Court of Grace might be worse than Shark Typhoon in the matchup. Just because Shark Typhoon does something on 3 mana, especially on the draw now. Yeah, Court of Grace being a 4 mana card that doesn't really impact the board against goblins, not really where I want to be. This is a mulligan all day. I'll keep this one. Court of Cunning is a pipe dream at this point. Like, you want that later in the game. Let's just find Swords to Plowshares. Uh-oh. I will shuffle this because, like, Swords to Plowshares is my primary objective right now. Do they have Cavern Lackey for the 3rd game in a row? I will force a Lackey or an Aether Vial here. Ooh. No, I'll set that up for later. I don't want to play into Wasteland is the problem. If I had basic planes, I would just jam Rest in Peace here. We did learn last game that they have 2 Sling Gang commanders in their deck, at least. So they are aware of what they need to do to beat the combo. I'm not sure if that's stock. I don't even know if there is a stock Goblins list right now. There's just so many different cool things you can do. Don't Red Blast me, please. I need this. Alright. Alright, so the combo is here. Ooh. I could also just chuck the combo. Oh wait, no, they have so many haste creatures. Alright, Court of Cunning's gone. I almost made a terrible mistake there. Or made a terrible judgment. Alright, so I'm going to draw the mountain because I need a land drop, even though it sucks. Get the Rest in Peace in. Alright, Rashad Port is mostly okay. So now I can get the field in. Red Blast is a card that exists. They did not get a token trigger off of that because of Rest in Peace. So it looks like I'm messing up their turn already. That's pretty sweet. I didn't even think of that. When this dies, you get a goblin. Doesn't die. Alright, so they still want to do something with this mana this turn. Oh wow, that was aggressive. Just spewed their whole board. Ooh, Earwig Squad. That's a juicy one. I kind of want land drops. Alright, Enlightened Tutor isn't good at all, if I dare say. I would like to not get wastelanded. That would be great. Matron. So let's see if they just go straight for the Sling Gang. It's got to be the plan, right? Unless they're going to try to like Muxus or Ringleader into Sling Gang. So Prowl is only combat damage, so they can't like Sling Gang Commander me for 1, then Prowl this in. Trash Master. I don't think that matters. I need to hit land drops real bad. I'll take a Teferi though. I'm not sure why. Like, what does Teferi even do? Like, it draws me a card and lets them refire their goblin shit. I'm just gonna target nothing. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I was losing Teferi. Like if I plus him, then I never get to draw a card because this is going to be a 3/3. Trash Master, destroy target artifact. All right, these are all enchantments and planeswalkers. Prevent all damage dealt to me. So my Teferi is still going to get hit here. I could Plow to save Teferi, but that's really not what Plow is for. It's on Sling Gang Commander duty. Alright, I mean, land number 5 is good. If they don't leave up Rashaden Port, I win this turn. Just like cast some card. Cast Muxus. Alright, there's this jerk. So in response to the trigger, I'm going to Plow it. I was ready for that one. Now I gotta come up with a plan for the next one. I guess I could just Enlighten Tutor for some Monarch card. Especially if they spew their whole board for damage here. Alright, they didn't do that. So I can Enlighten Tutor. And I'm basically like treading water here. It's like, do I find a land drop and try to win instantly? Or do I become the Monarch now and start to dig out of this? I'm going to see what they do with this Rashaden Port in the upkeep. If they port my Tundra, I'll just go for the tutor. I could also set up like a win over 2 turns. I think I'd rather just get Court of Grace. Maybe setting up the 2-turn win makes more sense, but I feel like this is pretty close to a 2-turn win. Though this line is super fucking dead to Red Blast. But I'm dead to Red Blast regardless. Just have to hope they don't have it or don't draw it. They have not played in a way that indicates they have it yet this game. Like, even last turn with the Sling Gang Commander, just Red Blasting Energy Flux would have done so much more. Alright, so now they name Helm. I'm glad I didn't get that. Oh, they named Teferi. Interesting. That's weird. Hope I'm not dead. Please don't have Red Blast. They have 1 unknown card in their hand. Are they just hard casting Earwig Squad? Yup. Okay, it's Angel time. Oh, they named Teferi. That was so lucky. Alright, so they named Teferi, so I guess I just play Court. And leave up blue-white. This TikTok here. Red Blast versus my whole deck. It's Muxus. It's Muxus. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A crazy Muxus here could kill me. All right. It only hit 2 things that didn't matter. Oh, they sent a Pyroblast to the bottom. Love it. All right, we're finally going off. I'll deck you the slow and steady way. We're going to race just life points versus deck points here. Okay, Force of Will, I feel like I can't lose now because I can Force of Will a Red Elemental Blast, which they've made it clear they don't have at the moment. Yeah, this should be just mopping it up from here. They're dead in 2 turns to my Angels. That doesn't matter. Uh-oh, do they have Sling Gang? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh shit, I'm actually dead. They just GG'd me. I hope I draw Swords to Plowshares and kill them. Alright, so does that actually help? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I'll GG them back. I'm at 1. That was a great find. Sacrifice a goblin. Yep, it can sack itself. That is on flavor for most goblins. GG's in the chat. That was awesome. Round 3, Island Ponder. That's a keep. I'm on the draw. I have Force of Negation. Shouldn't be too scared. Windswept Heath. Elves or Maverick? What's your poison? Either way, and I'm actually going to pitch Supreme Verdict, even though Verdict's going to be good against whatever this deck is. I want to try to maneuver my board position into a place where I can jam this Chord of Cunning, which might be a pipe dream. All right, that's an easy shuffle. But, oh, all right, Force of Will should help. So if I Swords to Plowshares their play this turn, and Force of Will their play next turn, I can jam Court on an empty board. I guess now I kind of have to hope they're Maverick and not Elves. Shit. All right, that's fine. Should have pitched the Court. Important lessons learned. All right, well, I have to plow this Allosaurus Shepherd. Brainstorm's going to get rid of Court, almost certainly. Yeah, I'll get rid of the island. And I have to plow the Shepherd now to deny them. Okay, so actually I can do this another way. Plowing Arbor denies them 2 mana, plowing Shepherd denies them 1. So I'm actually going to try to constrain their mana instead of fight them on the stack right now. And I'll deal with Allosaurus Shepherd later. If there is a later. It's possible that they just like play 2 elves, play Cradle, and then natural order me here. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm a complete psycho for pitching that Supreme Verdict, let me tell you. I will shuffle my deck. Yeah, we were looking for Swords of Plowshares and found one. So now I can hold up Plow. So even if they go for Natural Order, like they can think that they're safe, just go for Natural Order, and I'll Plow the Shepherd and then force the Natural Order. I kind of hope they do just commit to a Natural Order right now, and we get the blowout. I don't think they're casting Natural Order, or else they should fetch for Dryad Arbor first, unless they only play one. Okay, I think they figured it out. Oh, nope. Never mind. Okay, so they're just going for the... I think they're just going for the pump. So if I exile this right now, then they're all dressed up with nowhere to go. Just have nothing to spend this 6 mana on. And if they do Natural Order, I can still force. Just pass the turn. Pass it. Take your medicine. Yeah! Just passed into combat with 5 mana floating. Get out of here. You can't hide behind Force Blue card forever. Alright, they don't have ways to mess with my lands, so I might as well play the Tundra. Alright, still holding up force. Though they demonstrated last turn that they don't have anything good to cast, or anything to cast at all. They had 6 mana, and they didn't even like put some creatures into play or anything. Though the way Elves beats control decks is by not overextending into removal, so they could be just have a handful of creatures. Alright. Teferi, let's go. I want the card out of Teferi, and I want to take this pressure off. Like, I don't care if I lose Teferi to Elvish Visionary, because they don't play instants anyway. And I need to keep my velocity going. Shark Typhoon is insane in this sort of game. Like these like nickel and dime elf games, just a 2/2 shark shuts down that entire plan. Alright, Flusterstorm in case they find a glimpse or natural order. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a 2/2 shark when they attack, and there's a good chance they just concede to that. Alright, they want to keep playing. It's technically allowed. I mean, they have a 6-card hand, they can do what they want. Scavenging Ooze. So I'm gonna get kind of aggressive here and force this. They've shown me that their hand isn't very good, and I would like to get to a place where I can jam this Court of Grace. Bummer. Alright. That turn is not this turn. Alright, first half of the combo locked in. Elves usually have some sort of Reclamation Sage or something that they can use to pick off something like that combo. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. Wish I had a Supreme Verdict. I'm glad I forced last turn, though, in retrospect. Though it looks like it's not going to matter. So unless I draw Energy Field right now, so I'm going to have to chump. All right, so Energy Field, Supreme Verdict are both good. Show it to me. Oh! All right, well, do you have a Reclamation Sage and can you find it? Are my questions for you, opponent. Oh no, they have the Zenith right away. I can't even fluster it. Well, they have infinite mana, but okay, natural order for Reclamation Sage. Yep, shit. That's so fucked. All right, luckily, I'm not dead yet. Unless they have Cradle in hand. All right, time to draw another energy field. One, two, three, four, five. I think they made a land drop this turn. If they still have their land drop, they win. Or if they, I don't know. I think they played a land this turn. Yeah, okay. Yep, they were one short. All right, let's hit it again. This could turn into an energy field. Energy field. Oh, so close. So they can play it. All right, I mean, so they have their land, and then exactly 4, 5, 6. Now I'm dead. All right, damn it, so close, so close. All right, yeah, I just got silly with that first Force of Will. I should have just kept Supreme Verdict in my hand, then I can never lose that game. Womp womp womp. Okay, so Containment Priest is good. Back to Basics is good. I don't know if we really need Back to Basics, but I do like it. I want Seal of Cleansing because they are probably going to have Choke. I just want it in my deck somewhere. Deafening Silence doesn't affect them too poorly. Force of Negation's out. Court of Cunning is risky. Flusterstorm's not great. And definitely want the Helm. So they're going to have Abrupt Decays after board, so this is less reliable. Not that it really did the work last game either. I want Force unless they have Allosaurus Shepherd, so that's kind of like an awkward push and pull in this matchup right now. Yeah, I think I have to get rid of Court of Grace. So I have 2 of Cunning, 1 of Grace, plus the Helm combo that I actually win the game with. Alright, let's do it. That's a keeper. It's got Swords of Plowshares in it. That's basically all I ask for. It also has a court on the play, which has a chance of like being relevant. Unlikely, but it's possible. Stranger things have happened. I'm also not going to pitch my Supreme Verdict to force a will this game. I also need to respect out of the Elves deck that every fetch land represents a flash creature in Dryad Arbor. Seal of Cleansing, Brainstorm, land. I'll keep this, it's fine. I like having the Seal of Cleansing around just as choke insurance. Wow, Cradle Go. That's not what you want. So my next card down is Island. Yeah, I guess I should just play the Flooded Strand. So I can at least brainstorm with a fetch available, if nothing else. What is up with that Cradle Go? Wow, Cradle Arbor Go. Okay, so I can plow Arbor in response, and that's going to hurt them a lot. Let me see what this brainstorm comes up with. Okay, I can force Ranger, plow Arbor, jam Court. All right, this hand just got a lot better. So Seal of Cleansing is out of here, and I'm going to tuck this Shark Typhoon into the deck. I'm going to pitch Energy Field to force. All right, so I have Court active, and their hand is really awkward. And I do want to get basic planes here, just to mitigate a choke, potential choke, though they're pretty far away from casting any spells at all. All right, and now I am the Monarch. And I have their next play covered. All right, let's see if they boarded into any green creatures with haste. All right, so Teferi can bounce an artifact, creature, or enchantment, which includes Dryad Arbor. All right, this is interesting, because Teferi is immediately impactful, but Helm of Obedience just kills them if I find the other half of the combo. So let's see what they have respect for here. Though this Thoughtseize kind of sucks because I'm way ahead this game anyway, but now they know about Helm of Obedience if they didn't have the Soul Read anyway, based on seeing Rest in Peace in my deck. But now we're going to start hitting them with Court. They might have a Progenitus in the deck, which makes milling them out just a little bit weird. But it's not that bad. Like, Progenitus isn't Emrakul. They do have to eventually draw it when it's the last card in their deck. I think what they're weighing right now is, do they want to show me 10 more cards in their deck? Like, do they have some spicy technology? All right, there's nothing particularly spicy in here. These are just magic cards. Elf cards. They've already seen the plane, so I'll just play it. And I am going to draw a card immediately. I think I'll do better just by drawing lots of cards this game than by trying to play to their board. If they get to a point where they can creature plus natural order all in one turn, like Craterhoof Behemoth does have haste. Oh, and my draw steps have not been good, so there is a little bit of worry starting to settle in. Like if they can take the Monarch, I'm in some trouble. I need a Supreme Verdict. Seal of Cleansing's not it. So I can just plus to Fairy, pass the turn, and hope that my court draws a cantrip or a Supreme Verdict. Okay, Shark Typhoon is not bad. That at least eats one of their creatures in combat and lets me take the Monarch back. Unless they just combo me out right now. Which I do not approve of, for the record. Oh, Glimpse of Nature. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to make a 2/2 Shark. And that... So I'm going to fetch Tundra and then make a 2/2 Shark. So this thins my deck for 1. And then this gives me the outs of any Force or any Plow will slow them down pretty bad. And I also still have the blocker. This also tells them that I have nothing else going on. Alright. Your move. I've made my play and it didn't do it. Oh, they have a Shep. So I have not milled their Craterhoof Behemoth. I milled 1 natural order. That's not enough, though. A second Glimpse. That's not an elf. So they can bounce. Alright, that is an elf. And they still have their land drop, so they can draw a lot of cards this turn. Yeah, we bricked pretty hard after that, setting up that turn 3 court. So this could go poorly. Or they could brick. They could just draw 4 lands. But Ranger can untap Heritage Druid. That gives them a land drop. They can bounce Ranger to untap Allosaurus Shepherd. That gives them a creature to cast and 3 mana to cast it. Yeah, they're doing exactly what I described. They still have another Wirewood Symbiote and they can untap 1 more time with Korean Ranger, though they don't have a land drop anymore to replay it. If they find Cradle, basically none of this matters. They only have 2 creatures that can attack this turn. There's like some small relief. I milled some number of Cradles too. 1, 2. So they have 1 Cradle left in the deck. Though they're pretty good chance of finding it here. They're drawing a lot of cards. Elves is a terrible matchup for any sort of control deck. Ever since Sensei's Divining Top Miracles stopped being a thing we can play. They're gonna keep digging, they're looking for the Cradle and the Behemoth. So they don't have a lot of cards left in their deck. So it's possible they have as many Behemoths in the deck as they have Cradles. So like if they draw Behemoth but not Cradle, then their turn fizzles. If they didn't find a Cradle. So they can natural order though. and they can. Oh, I'm just dead. It doesn't even matter. So, because they can untap this, they have 3 attackers that are all more than half of my life total. So, yep, they found the things in the correct order. GG's, Elf. Yeah, blanking there was really rough, being the Monarch and everything. Oh well, Elves is built to beat us. Allosaur Shepherd is some BS. On the play for round 4, Island Ponder. It's not a joke, kids. Like, I really do keep basically any hand with Island Ponder. Especially on the play. Especially if it has a bunch of forces and blue cards in it too. I am going to fetch Basic Island. I'm not going to expose myself to Wasteland with this one lander. That's the strength of basic lands. You can keep one landers. Alright, so found another Ponder and another land. That's great. I'm probably going to Ponder next turn, hope to find a fetch land off of it, and then shuffle away that Court of Grace with that fetch land. That's my plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. I could also just play my land and pass. Yeah, I actually like that better. Changed my mind. I'm going to be more patient. Now that I know we're against some sort of blue deck, whether it's control or combo doesn't really matter. Alright, Tropical Island. So it could be Show and Tell, or it could be Rug Delver. I'm actually just going to cycle this now. Hitting my land drop is the most important thing that's going on. So make the tiniest babyest shark, the dead on arrival shark. That was not a dead baby joke. It was just 2 separate thoughts strung together in a way that was unfortunate. So cool. Now I'm holding up Force of Negation if they're Show and Tell, and I can brainstorm if they are something fair. I wish there was some world where it was right to let Show and Tell resolve put in Court of Grace, but unfortunately that's not what this card does. It's not Palace Jailer. Alright, no land drop, no shuffle, go. Are they Storm? Like, who brainstorms, keeps the cards, and then misses their land drop? This is a combo deck. I'm suspicious as fuck. And not like Show and Tell. Like, this is like an actual Dark Ritual combo deck. I'm going to bury the energy field and put Tundra on top. Then I'm going to draw Tundra and slam Court of Grace. Oh, are you a Stifle deck? Oh, that's gross. Huh, maybe they are a Delver deck with a stacked hand. Interesting. Let's see what kind of mischief we can get into here. Days. Okay, they are a Delver deck. I'm not going to fight over this. Not anymore. Like, I'll take the 2 1-for-1s, but I'm not going to commit another 2-for-1 to it, especially when they could just daze my Force of Will again. Okay, that gives me a lot of information. So they are a Delver deck with a lot of spells in their hand. So I still have cantrips here. Getting wastelanded here would be pretty brutal, but we're not dead. We still have cantrips to find fresh land drops. I'm working through this brainstorm though. Okay. I will take this, and I'll make a 1/1 shark in the end step. That draws a card. Alright, finally shuffling away. Alright, they are trusty old Rug Delver. Let's see if these main deck Rest in Peace can do any work. Need to find them first. Every turn they don't cast, or don't play a Wasteland is a blessing. Alright, so they're still spinning their wheels looking for a threat. If they play a creature this turn, I will force it with pitching Energy Field. Because I'd really like to jam this court. And I don't have any removal in my hand right now. It would be pretty nice to just jam the court onto an empty board, or hooty booties. Those ones trample, so I don't even really get anything out of this with my shark. Looks like they have some sort of interaction. Oh, nope. Okay, cool. Got away with one. So I'm going to make a 1/1 shark. The race is on. And Court of Cunning is here. If they have a spell, I'm sure they're going to cast it here. This is not something you can let resolve. I wonder if they're wishing they fought over their Hooting Mantra right now. Okay, that's what happened last turn. They tried to force of negation on their own turn. Alright, that's fine. We take those 2-for-1s. It's all just working in the direction of Court of Grace. They pitched a Daze to that force. Still holding Brainstorm. Rest in Peace is still good. I would prefer not to get Dreadhorde Arcanist here. Oko also kind of sucks, but at least I have a blocker. Bummer. Alright, Oko's here. Alright, let's see what happens right now. Land. Alright, yeah, land. Fetch land for this Brainstorm. Neither of these cards are things I want right now. So, getting rid of Court and Helm both sound pretty good. Maybe I get rid of Helm and Basic Island. Let's see how this goes, if this Teferi resolves. Teferi resolving would be a huge deal. Days I will pay. Did they draw all 4 dazes this game? It looks like it. Wow. Or did they pitch one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, all 4 days is accounted for. Alright, so I'll put a damage on Oko. So I don't care about taking 3 this turn. I care a lot about taking 3 next turn. So they have 2 lands and 2 unknown cards in their hand right now. Lightning Bolt. It sucks how good Lightning Bolt is right now. Like, you build your deck to be good against Lightning Bolt, and I'm just in a position where I lose on the spot to Lightning Bolt. What's good for me here? Swords to Plowshares is a good draw. Yeah, I think Plow is just about the best draw. Because then there are 2 cards in hand. Oh shit. Alright, Supreme Verdict is my best draw. So I can play Court. Or I would probably play Of Grace. That at least gives me 1/1s. I lose the Monarchy immediately. I can try to take it back next turn with Court of Cunning. Alright, I am actually going to do this. It gives me another chance to draw Swords to Plowshares. And I know their hand is land something else. So if this Monarch trigger draws Plow, I'm actually doing okay. If it doesn't, then I can play Other Court and take the Monarch next turn. And I still have this 1/1 Shark. Oh, are you stifling the Monarch? Okay, actually that's totally fine. Because now they can't steal the Monarch, and I just get a 1/1 every turn. Soaking up damage. Interesting. I would think with their 7 power here, including a 4/4 trample, they would prefer to let me be the Monarch and just take it. So they have Land Mystery card in hand. And this Oko is getting out of control. Yeah, not finding Rest in Peace early, and then I'm losing to 2 Hooting Mandrills here is kind of lame. Like if I find Rest in Peace now, it barely matters. I guess if I buy time, I could find the Rest in Peace and the Energy Field. And I don't think Rug can beat that in the main deck. Well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I just have to do this now. So I do this now. It kills everything. They get a 3/3 back immediately. Then next turn I get a blocker. So I want to draw Swords to Plowshares this turn. Like something that can answer this Elk 1/1. If I can play Court of Cunning to become the Monarch, and have a removal spell, and have my 1/1 blocker from Court of Grace, that's how I win this game from here. They're still holding a land that they picked up with Daze a long time ago. They're saving it for a Brainstorm. Alright, that's fine. Let's draw Swords to Plowshares right meow. Come on, Plow. Yes! Alright, I'm going to check that this works before I commit any Monarch stuff. Alright, so this is going to resolve because they have a land in their hand. So I become the Monarch. They have no way to take it. I guess they could just bolt me. Just hit me with the old double bolt to kill me. I would have to brainstorm into Swords to Plowshares to stay alive at 1. I don't think I ever realized these have flying. These are flying spirits. I thought they were soldiers. All right, cool. Flying's even better. This is I've played like a league and a half. Like this is my 8th match with Court of Grace in my deck, and I thought these were 1/1 soldiers the whole time. Yikes. Alright, they're making food. Are we going to get a trigger? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get a mill trigger and a 4/4 angel trigger. Now I just need to insulate myself from getting burned out with lightning bolt. There goes one. One down. Oh, I should have waited until after the Monarch trigger to do that. How does this work? So I'm going to put back Prismatic Vista and Rest in Peace. And I'm going to play my land. I'm going to leave back blockers. I don't need to attack to win this game. I'm going to draw Rest in Peace. And now I can hardcast Force of Will even through a Stifle. I don't think there's a difference between 5 and 6 life. So that now to win this game, they need 3 lightning bolts and the 3rd volcanic island, which is here in the graveyard. And some lists might play 4, and it's possible, but 1 did get milled. Oh wow, they have True Name Nemesis in their deck, and Tarmogoyf. Alright, so True Name is worth remembering. That's a really sticky threat. It's tough in a Monarch's world. And if they bolt me, I'm going to respond with Fetch Land. Yeah, I'm not sure how they win this game from here. I guess if they have another True Name Nemesis, that's pretty good. But I would also force that. That counts as Lightning Bolt. Delver doesn't count as anything. Another one. My angels are bigger than those. So if they elk up this food right now, Lightning Bolt my spirit, then they can get through and take the Monarch. I can force that Lightning Bolt, though. Though it'd be pretty crazy if they were fighting over the Monarchy at this stage of the game. Like, if they have bolts in their hand, I think they should just be pointing them at my dome. Waiting for me to tap out. Alright, I'll fetch here. Even if they like bolt me in response, they've used all their dazes. Another 4/4. This endgame is so much fun when it works. Just show me 3 more lightning bolts. Alright, we saw another lightning bolt. Alright, Swords to Plowshares. Now I should be super safe. I can Force of Will, something that bothers me. I can Swords to Plowshares my angel to gain 4. Now I can even pitch to force, so I don't even need to worry about soft permission. I feel like this is going in a good direction. At some point, my angels will also be overwhelming, but they'll be out of cards in their deck before that matters. So 1, 2, let's look at this graveyard closer. 1, 2, 3 forces are accounted for. So they have 1 left somewhere. They could have some number of force negation as well. 1 force negation is in exile already. All their dazes are used. 2 lightning bolts are gone. Yeah, so they need to like bolt with force backup. Okay, they turned that into a 3/3. Good thing this can fly. Good thing I know that. Huh. They're trading a Delver for a Spirit token? And if they want to bolt this Angel, I'm also totally fine with that. Alright, they're bolting my Dome. I'm gonna plow my Angel in response, because I can just replace that. They're also at 3 life over there. They've gone pretty aggressive with their library. Alright, so Brainstorm will put them to 10 cards in their deck. So if they don't win this counter war right now, they lose. This is the third bolt, so they can only have one left. They might play a Chain Lightning, but it's their... Oh, it is their main phase. Never mind. So they could still Chain Lightning. All right, so I'm at 9. Now I'm at 6. You're getting milled for 10. I guess they could have, like, land, bolt, force, blue card. Like, there is one bolt left, one force left, and they technically could have a 4th volcanic island, though I think that is unusual. All right, well, if we're in my upkeep, you're just dead. Let's mill this whole deck. Not conceding is a bold strategy, because now I get to look at your whole deck. So they do seem to have the full force stifle, at least one true name nemesis. Oh, all 4 bolts are accounted for. Oh, one just got milled, duh. Horse Ponder, some Hooties. Alright, yep, pretty normal looking stuff. I am just not even going to do anything. I don't have to, so I won't. That Flusterstorm is just icing on the cake. Not that this cake needed any more icing. Alright, wow. We were way behind to that Oko for a long time that game, and then just managed to thread the needle, become the Monarch, and cuckoo kachoo. Off we go. Alright, so I don't want Volcanic Island, or maybe I just want both. I definitely want Basic Island. This is the matchup it's for. I don't think I want Enlightened Tutor. Just being card negative in a matchup like this is not acceptable. They're going to have a lot of red blasts, so I don't think I can count on Energy Field. Though overloading their red blast does matter. I guess I should keep track of what I'm boarding in and out. So these 4 cards are coming in at least. I can bring in a Back to Basics, but I don't like it against Rug Delver because I think the games you win, you just win by smashing what their opposition and reducing their resources to 0. And when they have no resources, it doesn't matter if they can cast spells. All right. There's so many haymakers in the deck that I think Force of Will is just right to have in a large quantity. I can shave on energy fields. I can leave one in just as a potential spike. I think Court of Cunning is a little loose, as much as I love it. I could bring in Flusterstorm just to win counter wars. Especially against Stifle. Yeah, Flusterstorm is exactly what you want against Stifle as a magic card. Alright, I'm gonna submit this deck. It's possible that without the Enlightened Tutor, I don't want the Helm in the deck, because here it is. It's just this big, awkward clunker that can get in your hand sometimes. I'm gonna keep this. It's a clunker, but it does have Island Ponder. Like, if they just turn one Delver, we could get run over, but if they try to play any sort of slower game, we're pretty well set up for that. Alright, there's the Supreme Verdict. There's several lands. Red Elemental Blast. Yeah, I'm in for all of that. They left up a pretty obvious Stifle that turn, though, so we have to respect the Stifle for at least a little while. I think maybe I'm supposed to stack these the other way. Oh no, I did put the Supreme Verdict on top. Alright, I'm smarter than I think I am. Yeah, if they fetched, I fetched, but they didn't. They left up the Stifle. So it looks like we're going to get to draw the fourth land. And then we can Red Blast a Stifle, untap Supreme Verdict. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, they're making land drops too. It's fun to put Delver into that position because they're not a deck that wants to just hit all its land drops like that, but they need to in order to keep up in these land go games. Nice Wasteland. Nice Delver. So I'm just going to keep being patient here. Lightning Bolt. Alright, they decided they want that. I was going to say it's a pretty good chance they fetch that away. Alright, so let's start popping ice here. How many Stifles do you have? Just the one, it seems. They do have Wasteland, though, and these are all Scalding Tarns. Yikes. I guess the Cycling Shark Typhoon for 1 could help me hit a land drop here. I mean, they could just bolt in the end step, which kind of sucks, but the bolt's going to deal with it regardless. I guess they don't have to bolt since I made a 1-1. Yuck. Alright, getting a little flooded here. Or screwed. But this is the hand I kept. It had 2 dead cards in it. The good news is this Court of Cunning is in a pretty bad spot. So that's an easy pitch to force a will. Oko, alright, well, this is a fight we're gonna have. Let's see how many red blasts they've been stacking up. Oh, none. Deal. I don't think that they should bolt my shark here, but there's a chance that they might anyway. So looking for that second white now. Like, I'm not going to fight over that. Like, I just need to draw a white source. This is an easy chump block, because my plan is to destroy all creatures anyway. Come on, white source. Always had it. Right, I do have to get Tundra here, so I only get double white once, but that should be all that I need. Should buy the time. Splat. So we know they have Lightning Bolt in hand, and then some other mystery cards. True Name Nemesis. I'm not going to fight over that. They can Wasteland me to take me off this Supreme Verdict, but I play white lands for a reason. I'm just going to run out this Helm. In case I top deck Rest in Peace, just having an auto win in play is pretty cool. So now I have 3 cards in my deck that if I draw, I just win the game. And then any white source is live. I guess they could Elk this. Alright, still playing to a white source. Still not going to Force a Will that. Alright, deck. How about a white source for realsies? Or just Rest in Peace off the top. I even have Force of Will. That's the game. I guess they could Stifle, but I still have Force. Do I do it in their upkeep? Does that change anything? No, that doesn't change anything. I just win. Because if they have Stifle, then they don't have Force of Negation, because they have Lightning Bolt and no other cards. Alright, your deck is in exile. Go. No cards in deck, no problems. And I'm at 9, so even if their hand is 3 bolts, they also didn't fetch. It's weird. They said GG's, and then what they said about my deck was censored out. So I don't know if it's like slang that means cool, or if they're actually like fake GG's and then making fun of my deck. I don't know. I'm gonna assume that it was a good, genuine GG because they were. All right, on to the last round. We're on the play here in the finals. This hand does not have Ponder, but I am gonna keep it. It does have 3 lands. I'm just gonna have to hope they're a fair deck, because if they're a combo deck, I lose. If they're a fair deck, this hand's great. If they're a combo deck, I'm dead. But I generally am not going to mulligan a hand that functions in the blind just to like find the perfect 6 with like 2 lands, Source of Plowshares, and Force of Will. Nah. Oh, they're a Rashad and Port deck. We're in luck. We did a team. Time to figure out what kind of Rashad and Port deck they are. Look, it was an Island Ponder hand all along. You just had to believe. So I am likely to shuffle here. If I shuffle, I would prefer that Brainstorm is the card that's still in my hand. Though if they play Thalia, it doesn't matter. All right, so I'm definitely just getting ported here, and I'll take the draw step. And I actually can use the mana to brainstorm because Helm of Obedience sucks, and I don't think I need two Teferis. Oh wait, Helm of Obedience just got better. I'll put back one of the Teferis and the Shark Typhoon, I think. Now I'm just in the business of hitting my land drops. This almost has to be Death and Taxes based on what other deck can keep this hand? Maybe actual lands. If it's lands, Rest in Peace is excellent. If it's Death and Taxes, it doesn't really matter, but they're going to have a hard time interacting with my combo. All right, Death and Taxes confirmed. Thalia, don't care. I have a nice juicy Swords to Plowshares for that. I could also Teferi it first. Just get Teferi into play. Yeah, I think getting Teferi into play, drawing a card, that all sounds like it's worth doing. I found the land. So now I can line up a sequence where I end step Plow Thalia, untap kill you with Teferi protection. All right, so they're probably going to port my planes in the upkeep, which lets me cast the Plow and use my mana. Then I can do some pondering. I don't even have to ponder now because I have Teferi. I guess I could leave up Force of Negation. I don't know why I would cast it. Like I just ignore Aether Vial and win the game around it. I don't know what they could have here that I care about. I basically just have to ponder into a land, and then I win. Thalia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that beats Thalia. That beats Rishadan Port. It doesn't beat Thalia and Rishadan Port. All right, that one I don't care about. I have 9 looks at another land. 4 from this ponder, 4 from this shuffle, 4 from this ponder, and then draw. So yeah, 9 looks at 1,000 outer. I guess 1,000 isn't technically true. A many outer. Shuffle. Uh-oh. Already missed once. I guess I didn't need to fetch there. I had already seen that. All right, we found one. So now you are dead, Zos. I don't even need to play the land. They didn't have Thalia. Hadoken. Are you familiar with this combo? There goes your deck. Now I get to see it. Yep, it contains Death and Taxes cards. Apparition, Flicker Wisp. Yep, it's fucking D&T cards. All right, got it. All right, another one bites the dust. Containment Priest shuts off Aether Vial. Stony Silence shuts off Aether Vial and all their weapons. I love back to basics against Death and Taxes. Seal of Cleansing is good. These cards are not so good. I might do the thing where I switch Volcanic Island out for Mountain, or just add the Mountain. I don't need Force of Negation or Flusterstorm. Flicker Wisp is a card in their deck, so I want to take it easy on the energy fields. If I get Aether Vial under control, then the courts are insane. But on the draw, I think I can lose a Court of Cunning. Maybe I don't want E-Tutor. Maybe I'm overboarding. I think I am. I'm almost certainly overboarding right now. How do I fix it? So they have a lot of answers to the energy field Rest in Peace combo. Like, they don't care about Rest in Peace, and they have a lot of ways to remove energy field. So maybe I just take that package out, and then I can still have Court and Enlightened Tutor in. Oh, that's not enough cards, though. Like this is a 7-card package, and Flusterstorm and Force of Negation are bad. So Force of Negation might not be the worst, because it does answer a turn 1 Aether Vial, which is one of the ways I need to get this game under control. Okay, yeah, I'm actually just going to get off the combo entirely and do this. Alright, yeah, so Force of Negation is a little questionable. Flusterstorm is real bad, though. This hand is a mulligan. I'm not keeping this one non-basic land hand against the old D&T. This hand also needs to fetch a non-basic if it's going to cast these plows, but it can at least make a land drop. And it can counter this Aether Vial. Good thing I left in Force of Negation. Alright, let's see how this goes from here. Alright, so this is a little awkward because this doesn't line up well with Thalia. It lines up pretty well with Stoneforge Mystic, though. Though I might not care about Stoneforge Mystic because I have Seal of Cleansing. Alright, it lines up very well with Mother of Runes. I do have to fetch the Tundra, though. Let's see if this kills me. Alright, I'll run out the Seal of Cleansing proactively. Maybe that makes no fucking sense at all. Like, if they play Thalia right now, I could have plowed her, untap, draw the land, slam Court on an empty board. Yeah, I should have just left up plow. That was bad. Alright, but if they have Rashad and Port Pass, it doesn't matter. But that was still the wrong play. Land drops. Alright, now they know how fucked I am. If they find Wasteland, and then they can port my other land, yikes. But it looks like they're not really going anywhere quick either. Oh, sweet relief. Alright. Now let's do that one more time. So now the play is lined up again of they play a creature, I plow it, untap, slam Court. Let's hope it works out that way. Oh, or they play a second port and I'm in trouble. But this actually doesn't even matter because this is eating up so much of their mana every turn. If they find a Wasteland, then it matters. But if I just keep hitting land drops, we're good. Alright, I'm pulling ahead. The way this game played out, even though I still believe it was wrong to run this out on the turn that I could have lined up that sweet removal into Court line, It is nice having this thing in play that just operates for 0 mana. Now they have the triple port. Back to Basics is going to wreck them as soon as I can cast it. Which may never happen. I have a flash threat now, though. I can do something, put something on the board in the face of these ports. Uh-oh, they have a spell. Oh, no, they don't. They just have a second Caracas. It's funny, like, even if they Cataclysm here, that hurts them more than it hurts me. Flicker Wisp. Okay, so that's going to untap one of their ports. I can still flash in Containment Priest here. Ooh, do I play for the big money? Like, they can only port me twice. If my draw step is a land, I can hit them with Back to Basics, and then I can't ever lose. I guess we'll see. Like, if they port me again in the upkeep without letting this mana float. Alright. Land, please. Land, please. Reward me. Not rewarded. Okay. I'm going to make a 1/1 shark here. This thing, at least on the surface, trades with Flicker Wisp. Gets me on board. Still miss my land drop. Sucks to suck. There are 20 lands in my deck. I guess I've seen 6 in 16 cards, so that's pretty reasonable. Phyrexian Revoker. I guess you just have to name Seal of Cleansing, or else the seal just kills the Revoker. Checkmate. Oh no, not Wasteland. I desperately needed them not to have that. Yeah, they do know how to let my draw step move forward. Someday. I'll get there. This game, like, both sucks and is really cool at the same time. Alright, so I at least, like, that will bust open this whole Rishadan Port game. At least for a little, like, going long it will. But I have the Containment Priest to answer it. Oh, they didn't even equip the Jitte. Alright, they're playing very carefully, and I respect it. So they can only hit 2 lands here. It's time to draw the land and gem us back to basics. Like, give me a basic land, basic plains off the top deck. Or just give me another 4 mana spell, that's cool too. So now it's going to be hard to win. That's not even true either. Like, they can play this so patiently. I think my top decks are better than theirs because I just need to hit land drops and they need to produce threats. Oh, that's fucking good. All right. There it is. All right, so that removes that. Now they can equip Jitte and connect. All right, yeah, so they had a better top deck here. But I am going to get to back to basics them. Oh, they didn't attack with Revoker. Okay, they're playing around Snapcaster Mage. That's smart. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so I still want to draw a basic white source. All right, let's see how this goes. It is now Umezawa's Jitte versus the top of my deck. I guess, no, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, I needed one of these lands to be a plains. Like, if I could plow a creature, because if they do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm at 3, and I'm just dead to the other Flicker Wisp, even if I answer most of them, and I can't Supreme Verdict. Oh, they didn't pump. That's my window. I had a window. I guess I can still make a 1/1 shark and try to find a white source. Nope. Yep, that was a crazy game. I just missed on my lands forever. They had all 4 ports and a wasteland. Uh, remember when I kept the hand, I was like, fetching this Tundra is going to cost me the game, and it ultimately did. Just stable mana is all that matters against Death and Taxes. Like, I win every game where I hit my land drops, and I lose games where I don't. All right, let's get back in. I don't think I'm going to change anything. All right, basic lands, Brainstorm, Stony Silence, all good stuff. I'm set up against Aether Vial, set up against Equipment, set up against Wasteland. Please play Aether Vial. Damn it. That was not Aether Vial. Alright, so I can Brainstorm looking for Swords to Plowshares. Didn't find a Plow. I'm gonna ship these 2 Tundras. I should have shipped Enlightened Tutor. That card is not actually good. Alright, Mother of Runes gets to survive. Now we need to get up to Supreme Verdict before I'm dead. Thalia is bad news. Alright, Wasteland doesn't matter. Stoneforge Mystic pretty strong, but I have the Stony. I went straight for the Batter Skull. Respectable. Alright. Let's give them a taste of their own medicine here. Look at me. I'm the Wasteland deck now. Alright, so they had a land drop. So I'm going to have to let them get Batterskull into play and then Supreme Verdict all of it away. I might have to cycle a Shark. And my land drops, again, missing land drops is the worst. I got there. Alright, so I can Supreme Verdict next turn. I don't think that they're gonna like deal aggro damage to me with like giving the Batterskull pro blue. And I don't actually care if they do. And I have Force of Will. I think like Rashad Port is the most annoying thing they can do right now, but I have Back to Basics, so that's not even permanently annoying. It's temporary annoyance. There's the port. Okay, so that takes my Back to Basics, but it leaves me a 3/3 in play against their absolutely nothing. Yeah, this is not what I'm going to Force of Will. Go ahead, take it. I'll take a 3/3. It sucks that I didn't have a window to get Stony Silence into play before that, because now they can bounce their Batterskull Skull if they leave up mana. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic. I don't care about that. The next thing they get is just like hard answered by Stony. If they don't have a land drop here to pick up Batterskull, that's just great. Okay, perfect. I am now well set up for the rest of this game. And I think holding up Swords to Plowshares is better than plowing Thalia to save 1 mana on my Stony, because I can still plow. That doesn't really matter. And I don't care about Thalia because I'm just sitting on a 3/3. This was a great match to end the league with. This has been a lot of back and forth, a lot of really cool stuff going on. My opponents played pretty well. Recruiter of the Guard, Master of the House. I'm going to let that resolve because I think Shark Typhoon still has a lot of mileage left in it. Alright, so what's even in my deck still that... so they got Skyclave Apparition. So if I end step Plow Thalia, upkeep, get Court of Cunning. So Plow Thalia, upkeep E-Tutor for Court of Cunning. They would have to suicide some creatures. Yeah, so they would have to suicide their creatures in. I think this is worth it. I think I'm going to come out ahead of this exchange. I can lose the Monarch here, but I think it's okay. Like, I have Force of Will. That Teferi was a really good draw. Flicker Wisp. So flickering my illusion is not something I can abide by. So I'm going to force, and I think Teferi is the pitch. So now they have to suicide attack just to take the Monarch. They take it for 1 turn, they draw 1 extra card, I take it right back, and then I'm hiding behind Shark Typhoon. It's mill you for 2. Yeah, they only have Wasteland up, so they'd have to have Dismember in their deck. Which they don't. Alright. We're just jamming courts now. I'm going to make a 3/3 Shark. The interaction I can draw costs 1. And if they have Swords of Plowshares, I'd like to gain maximum life. And if they don't, I'd like to have the biggest possible creature. Okay, so they can Skyclave Apparition take my Stony Silence now, or they can take my Court. I would love it if they take the Court. Like, I think they're just dead to the Court. Yeah, that's great. That's actually just fucking disgusting. And I'm a big fan of it. Phyrexian Revoker. Alright, are they going to name Shark Typhoon? Seal of Cleansing, okay. Alright, drawing the force was the best because now I can make sure that I don't lose the Monarch. So they drew 1 extra card, I drew 3. And they had to make this weird play that they didn't want to make. Recruiter of the Guard. I don't think that's my fight. Like, what do they get here? Like Flicker Wisp to remove my tokens? Yeah. Try to set up a longer game here. So Flicker Wisp flickering a token, I lose the Monarch. I'll just force this. And now I keep the Monarch, I start getting 4/4 Angels. I still have Stony Silence. Alright. Containment Priest, that can also mess with combat. Now I kind of hope they do have Swords to Plowshares, just attack in, lose everything. Containment Priest keeps defending the monarchy. And they just conceded. Alright, another 3-2. Trusty Rusty here. The energy field combo was kind of good. I like the main deck Rest in Peace. And having ways to just go off with it is pretty nice. Having this combo kill, like we won a few games just off the top of like, I have Rest in Peace or I have Helm. Let's find the other one. I think that happened twice that league. So I think the sideboard needs some work, and it might become true. Like if boarding out Energy Field is something I'm doing against deck with Red Blast. Though, like I said, against the Rug Delver deck, like overloading the Red Blast, like they want to Red Blast this, these creatures, and this. That's a lot of shit they have to Red Blast. And if I bring in Back to Basics as part of that package, I don't know. I was excited about that. It was a lot of fun. I'm not sure about the Enlightened Tutor. It was good. Like, no, it was okay. I think exactly 1 is the right number. I wouldn't want to play like 3 or 4 of that card, but the times that I had it, it was good. It did find the Chord of Cunning in that last game against Death and Taxes that let me pull ahead. So I think this was pretty sweet. Let me know your thoughts. If you can tune this up, if you put any work into this, please talk to me on Twitter at Bosch and Roll. Talk about it in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe either way, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.